Hello? Hello? There. Hello and welcome to the Derp channel. We aren't going to go through our whole video that we just did and realize it wasn't running. We'll just quickly recap it. Final Destination, 4 out of 5. What do you give it?
Yeah, sounds like 4 out of 5.
Best death, MRI scene. Um, Best scene in general, the Tony Todd scene. Go watch it. It is worth a watch. Bye.
Wow, yeah.
I only was just gonna do a quick recap. I was gonna have us go through it all again.
Yeah.
And now, we will go into the movie we watched tonight. It'll be a quick one because there isn't that much to the movie. I had more just probably pull more of what actually happened in the manga than which I do have quite a bit. The movie Judge.
It was okay.
It is based on a manga. By Yoko Hatsu. Or no, that's the director. I don't remember the name of the author. Essentially, a group of people are kidnapped, put into a room, have animal heads put on their heads, chains to their arms, and then they have to decide who lives.
Yeah, it's like Survivor. They have to vote each other off after like 20 minutes or whatever. And there is information on each one of them. And each animal is different just based on the 7 sins.
Seven deadly sins. So
And
we have the wolf, which is based on wrath. Lion, which is pride. Fox is greed. Rabbit is lust. Pig is gluttony. Dog is envy. And bear is sloth or despair.
then what's pig then?
Gluttony.
Oh, got it. Fox is greed?
Yep.
Oh. Alright.
Because he was a banker who just wanted more money.
Okay. What was bear again?
Sloth or despair.
Oh.
He's the guy that.
I thought rabbit was sloth. God damn.
Rabbit is lust.
Oh, got it.
So
subtitles are like way off.
we have Wolf, who's essentially the main character. Anger issues, former security guard, and an alleged murder. Then
it was
we
in self-defense. At least that's what he said.
then we have the Lion of Pride, who's a sickly girl, extremely frail, health and mental issues. We see her start panicking and needs to take a pill to calm herself. Never goes really. It says she has a disease, but it never really goes into explaining the disease. It just looks like a panic attack.
Yeah.
Who at first looks innocent, pure, but is really probably the more disturbed character. Former idol, actress, singer, and model. Then we have the Fox, who we mentioned is greed. A greedy banker who just basically wanted more and more money and would screw people over to get more money and drive the people he screws over to commit suicide. Then we have Lust, or the rabbit, who's a prostitute, which is usually listed it with Lust, prostitutes.
That's their whole business.
Then we have Pig, who's an overweight single mother, who's a border worker who smuggled food through the border. Then we have Dog, or Envy, who's a CEO of his own company and envies the people he works with. Bear, who is a troubled young man who we find out uh, beat his mother so much that drove her to suicide.
Yep.
Throughout the whole movie, we learn all this. People are trying to convince each other their desire to live, and it all ends up to the last three. Uh, the wolf, the lion, and was it the dog was the last one? Or was it the fox?
I don't remember.
I think it was the...
They literally all took their masks off. I don't know.
I think it was the fox. And also the bunny. The bunny tries to trap him in a room. The wolf and the lion in a room so they couldn't vote. That failed. She's the next one to die. And then we find the true colors of the lion, who's just basically trying to manipulate the wolf. And then she dies, and then since it goes there to just one-on-one, we get a very small fight between the wolf and the fox, where wolf just strangles him.
Mm-hmm. Then he's the winner, right?
We don't know, because it cuts to the timer going back on.
And people still voting. So basically what it is, it's like an entertainment for very sick people. They find 7 people with different sins or crimes or whatever, and they have them vote each other off, thinking the whole time that they have a chance to survive, when in reality it's they have to. They are being judged the whole time, and they don't know it. But when it gets down to 2 people, then it's other people. We see that as other people voting for them. And another cool thing about it is every step or so, something is removed. So after the first person is killed, they're able to remove their masks. And then after 2 more people are killed, they're able to remove their chain to the table, and the chain comes off, but they still have this cuffling around them, and that has needles in it when you get chosen, and it digs into you and it
administers a poison.
Yeah, and so they all, at one point, they something happens to it with the fuse box and the power goes out, and so they're able to look for a door and stuff like that, and they find a door, and they find some tools, and they're like, all right, cool, we can use this drill to get through this door. The drill bit pops off, and then they find a saw or whatever, and one of the guys, when the main character and the lion get trapped, he's like, oh, I'm gonna cut off your wrist thing. So
It's
you can.
basically like a
So now
nail
you're.
file.
Yeah. So now because of that wrist thing comes off, now it's like, oh, now she's invincible. She can't die. Um,
That's when her true colors come out.
yeah. But even then with the even after she gets voted, it's like, oh yeah, you can vote for her because now the poison can't get into her, but she still dies anyways because that was fake as well. Everything that is perceived in front of them is to be fake. They think they're gonna come out of it. No, that was planned. Everything is planned. Like it makes you think like they have a chance to escape, but then you realize that they don't. No matter how many layers they take off, they're just screwed. And even with the last two people, they said the last two people survive, but it still has them vote for each other at the very end. It keeps going. So they vote for each other, but then there's other people voting too. And then whoever survives that gets to vote, and then even after he survives, there's still another vote, and it's just like they were dead the moment they were in there, but you as the audience and the people playing don't realize that until it's too late. They realize that they got screwed, kind of like what was that in One Piece? Doflamingo.
Yep.
He's like, oh yeah, if you kill the Straw Hats, or kill these certain people, I'll make sure you get a reward and you get to be free. But that was all a lie. It was just his chaotic, evil intentions, and that's what the people who run this game are, because it makes you go, oh well, they're criminals. They've done crimes in the past, so it's okay that they're all put in this room and trying to kill each other, kind of thing. Even though you're participating in something that's terrible.
Uh, this is drastically different from the manga. There is still the characters, but instead, like when the new room opens up, they don't find just uh, essentially an empty room. They find that there is a second group of people in the manga that are also kidnapped, and it's people all the related to the first seven you see, and if so, there's a whole nother group that you learn in the manga, and the whole twist at the end isn't that it's a game for viewers. It is essentially uh, the wolf in the manga and his loved one that is on the other side is actually the people that kidnapped everybody and uh, then forced them into this because the wolf's brother was killed in a hit and run, and the person that perpetrated it got off on a technicality, so they kidnapped everybody involved, and then the girl, his partner, is the girlfriend of his brother. So they kidnap everybody that had something to do with the case to get their justice. So that was the biggest difference. And there's even a twist at the end that the wolf dies because his brother's girlfriend finds it, or always knew that his brother was part of why, or the wolf was part of why his brother went out and got hit by the car in the first place. So she blamed him for it too. So drastically different stories. I much prefer the manga because it's a lot more fleshed out. It is like 8 volumes, and there isn't the game aspect. do you give it?
Oh, 3.5, I guess.
I,
It's just okay.
I'd give it about the same just because I had hopes for it because I didn't know that anything about the movie. I had hoped that they'd at least do kind of a adaptation of the manga, which they really didn't. So I had too high of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the first one that I chose that I didn't like so much.
Yeah. You think you know what you're getting, but then you click on it and you're like, oh, well, I was completely wrong on that.
Because,
Just like that's the one I picked last week. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. But no, it was really dumb.
but, that was the review of this. Next week is his choice. I assume he hasn't decided on it yet.
I think I got a list of things I want to watch. There'll probably be one with Rob Schneider or something.
My
Go to
next,
jail.
my next one, I don't know. I know I had thought of something, but uh, there'll be no Pokemon this week because I work. The next for sure time we'll do videos is Friday for our Friday videos. And then D&D on Saturday. That's all I know.
All right.
Bye.
Yep. See ya.